I was dead. I was completely dead. I died multiple times. That I can tell you from this physical body's point of view, I died like 3 times already. And it was left for dead by enemy, hostile individuals. And my triumph has been from a resilience that, people are attracted to, and I can understand. But as I think more into this from a state of awareness and consciousness, because it starts to intrigue me, the development of this formation. And I get baffled and surprised and amazed myself. So because I always know there's Lord in me, but sometimes I stumble into some of my writings that I wrote, the physical body writes stuff, and then I come back to it like a month later and it's like, wow, you just left, at all. Like that wasn't me. But sure enough it was. So it's like, man, there's like a genius, intelligent computer that exists within us, and it's just like many people don't tap into that genius quantum computer that exists in them, and it's just sad. But me in this state of awareness, realizing that I created an empire, something where people can lean on to reach that height, and I've learned to excel in that state where basically I created a new dimension. But not to digress, still again in the physical form, I have to let the body do the talking. It's like within the pain you find joy in this realm, because this is all tied to the stars, and the stars are fixed. I mean, does anybody have the constellation from the point of view of being in Mars? I think not. Or even the moon? No, I think not. Everything is from the point of view of the earth. And from the earth, you get, these stars and all these alignments that fixate the viewer's attention because they went with the collective thought of it being fixed on the set constellations that they see, when there is more points of view that they just never thought of. My point being is that there is something out there, but it exists within you. Yeah, I'm gonna post this because I think this is a dope one. Highly. This is for the, the master disciples. For the master disciples, But yeah. Namaste. Peace. One. You already. Back again. I knew I forgot something. See, I was trying to get at this whole black hole. Now, see, I'm a big leaner. I kind of lean towards the idea of everything starting from nothing, Um, because for there to be something, there first had to be nothing. And nothing is quite something, but you have to understand nothing first. Most people just go straight to learning something, learning from what something is, when something is not the whole picture. People have to learn from the nothing. And, again, that is the equation that is missing most of the times. But me, I've always leaned more on that time because to me, that's, like I said, what brought something. And not only that it brought something, but depending on how much nothing you knew, the more bigger the something would be. It would like multiply if you knew a lot more about the nothing that goes on within the nothing. Then, it just like magnified the the something. And this was, captured in the eyes of quantum people who look at uh, the difference between particles observed and those not observed. And that is what happens. When you're not observing, there's a lot of things going on in the nothingness. But as soon as you observe it, well, that's where you see the something. And I didn't mean to emphasize and make this longer than what it should. But at the end, there is a problem, you see, because this thing, this phenomenon, is attracting people who are spiritually inclined, and it is causing a sadness within them, an emptiness. And this emptiness is due to the fact that they are tapping into the nothingness more than the something. The trick is, well, if you want to call it a trick, it's just believing that there is something within the nothing before the nothing becomes the something. And that, after a while, makes you believe it to be true. But again, truth is only ever changing. So nothing is concrete and final. As the universe expands, so does the truth. Out. Being that I was dead, right? Because, like I said, I died like 3 times. Something happens when you die. Even if you die, when you die, right? Like you try to go back to your normal behaviors, like nothing happened. But what happens is there is people don't pay attention to you. They don't look at you. It's like you're invisible. And so this happens when you die. Maybe this is the part that I should probably more emphasize, right? Because people are tapping into something that they think they understand, but don't. So you're this invisible being now that people ignore. Once there was attention a little bit, now there's none. And it's like your family, people know, like you'll go years without talking to your family and shit like that. And suddenly you find yourself thinking you're invisible and nobody's paying attention. what I found the strength to always smile and feel good and elevated, um, to the point where I would ignore and not think about that at all, you know, and just focus on the positive and what was making me feel better was the the pursuit in me thinking uh, for something positive. I didn't dwell too much on what what was, you know. I was thinking of where I was gonna be, and where I was gonna be was never enough because there was always another layer, another spot to go after, you know. And the problem with feeling this invisibility happens when there is lack of creativity and imagination, where boredom becomes prevalent. And like I said, that is just lack of imagination and creativity. Because what happens when you find that you're dead and invisible, now you're opened up to a new possibility, a new universe that the world cannot tap into. And all it takes is one zombie to have as a pet to move the rest of the zombies, you know. So I don't know, the Bible talked about how God didn't see it was good for Adam to be by himself, so they made Eve. But who was God to say what was good or not? When it was, you know, something that created him. It's a bit Gnostic, esoteric, but if you understand, you understand. The God some people might believe, the masses, is under an archetype from something deeper. But the trilogy usually sums it up. Lord 13, Lao Z 13, Lemneskizio. The Father, the Holy Spirit, and the Son. You know, we could say the sun, the moon, and the earth. You know, however you wanna fixate it. You know, where was I? So yeah, this solitude is I think this lonely path is a way. The part when you start feeling invisible and stuff like that is a way to tap into something that is eternal, but you have to first go through that feeling of you've died and nobody notices you. You know, you have to be persistent, but you have to want to look for life and not just see that you are dead. You know, you have to be hopeful, and I know that's what people don't like. But if you are hopeful, you might just see you become alive again. And that's what I did. But there are times where I get the feeling that I'm dead again. And it's a battle. It's not normal for everybody. I've went to hell, and my trick is just I still think about times when I was there so that I don't go back there. You know, um, just be productive. Focus on yourself. The more you focus on yourself, the better you are.